welcome to the first Team Heavy deck guide, deck tech, whatever people call it these days, video. Today we'll be looking at Siberian Transfer OTK, which in my eyes is the most fun OTK deck around at the moment. We used to have autocannon, rest in peace autocannon, bring back autocannon, but this is also great. As the name suggests, you are going to be OTKing with Siberian Transfer, together with final pushes, and just those two would be boring, right? So we got to make it more complicated. You need Siberian Transfer, final pushes, Ura, and in most cases, Great Patriotic War. What this enables is a pretty secure OTK in the way that it can't be countered by many things. Sure, it can be countered by Ultra, Doubting, Sniped, Entrapment. Maybe I'm forgetting something else. But who runs those, right? And I know that's exactly what I think on ladder, and then I run into someone playing Snipe and it's like, oh well, sure, but trust me, you won't see much of them. It's just usually Ultra you have to play around. And that can be done pretty easily. Usually you'll run into it like, during the game. I don't think they'll be saving their Ura. Maybe in a tournament setting, but I mean, that's another story. The thing is also, you don't have to kill with this. This is incredibly inconsistent and like insane to do, but it works more often than you think, but not all the time. And you can kill, like you can OTK with this list with so many things. Basically anything that sticks on board, you can do this Ura final push kind of thing with. You have one Katyusha. We run this one for discard, so in case our Siberian gets discarded, we still have an OTK vehicle with Katyusha. Katyusha generally is weaker because it's countered by decisive defense or just like careless talks or from the deeps. So we don't really want to rely on this, but this is a nice secondary win con we have. We have Spiring, where we can just get nukes out. The juiciest Spiring thing we can do is we can get to Synthetic Rubber, which we generally want to do anyway, but you can put it on a Bryansk Irregulars and use that with Ura and final pushes. Sorry. Yeah, so there's a ton of ways of killing people, and you will be forced to kind of think on your feet here in the games. Choose what's the most likely win con for you, like on a game per game basis. You won't be able to just play this and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna Siberian Transfer Ura someone. That's not really gonna be working. Besides the kill combination, I think the cards are pretty straightforward. You have Observer Corps and Aerial Recon. Observer Corps generally wants to hit Great Patriotic War. Aerial Recon final pushes. Because the thing is, there's so much healing in the game right now, you really are aiming to use Great Patriotic War and your OTK combo in one turn, and you can only do that with those two cards. Or if you get a Synthetic Oil from the Spiring. It is not advised to just GPW and hope for the best. You'll be forced to do that sometimes, fair, but you shouldn't aim to do that. One important thing, if you are forced to Great Patriotic War without OTKing next turn, against anything with an Italian ally, you ideally want to have National Fire Service up and no units on board while you do this. Because that way, if a unit that has Mare Nostrum attacks into your HQ, it will only heal by 1 and not the full attack amount. I'm glad they fixed the bug where this wasn't the case. So that's a thing to keep in mind. Can be really important, and that's gonna win you a bunch of games if you know about that. Scorched Earth delaying is just completely nuts against anything ground unit based. Against self-damage, US frontline Jagro, this is just so good. Way too good really, but let's just enjoy it while it lasts. Bryansk is just an amazing early game stall. It's awkward to play around, it's annoying, it's 6 health, a 2-drop, it's amazing. What you also have to keep in mind is you can actually kill some units with the Bryansk if it's like on 1 health. And you're attacking into a unit that's gonna kill this. It'll deal the 3 damage to the unit you're attacking this into, so you can often use this to choose your trades out from the back, which is gonna be fairly important in some matchups. Hammer, you basically have to save for KV in against Soviets. You have to save it for... You don't have to, but you should save it for Signal Regiment against Jagro, just to kind of keep the damage a bit low. I mean, KV is just going to kill you. I guess now with the Blackwatch rework, more people will be playing it. Might even be a time to run 2 hammers in this. Maybe. I'll have to see. We'll have to see how that pans out. With Brit slots, 3 convoys, fortifications, we'll need those. You definitely need fortifications despite all the stall. There's just so much damage output in this game that you won't get around playing this. You can totally save these for your GPW sometimes. That's a good move. So if you're just like kind of holding on by a threat, you GPW fortification, you're back at 19. That's just really good. Monsoon rots, you have 2. We also run 2 Winter Warfare, so technically that's 2 board clears. But sometimes you'll need the Monsoon rot to prepare for the OTK. Because if you're going to be attacking into something in the front line with this, and you're going to rely on the Eura effect damage to kill the enemy, you'll need to attack into something with somewhat low health, unless you have like an insanely huge Siberian transfer with synthetic rubber and so on, but you're not going to have this all the time. So you'll have to do some thinking ahead of preparing the front line to have a low health unit. You can do this with what I said earlier with the Bryansk attacking into something. You can do it with Monsoon Rot. Maybe even a mobile defense, a hammer. It's situational. Like everything about this deck is highly situational. It's complicated. It's not that good. But honestly, in the context of OTK lists, I'm convinced this is probably the most stable one right now. I've brought this to a bunch of tournaments. Sometimes it did me bad, but most of the times it was pretty good. I'm pretty sure I'm around 50% in tournament win-loss ratio against very, very good players. I've gotten wins against very good players with this. I've through games with this because it's very hard to play. But it's fun. It's a decent tournament deck. It's not the best for ladder because it's OTK, right? It's not very consistent. But you'll still be able to have fun with this. Yeah, and I think that's about it. Maybe I've forgotten something, but I think the main things are covered. And let's just jump into some games and see how this works out. Alright, we got General Ganja. I'm suspecting this is gonna be Soviet France control, because he's a French ally connoisseur. So what do we... Pretty slow. We could keep the spy rings. We won't need the first rifles yet. Get something really slow. We could even keep the final pushes. We kind of really want to find Hammer because he's just gonna smack KV and we're gonna hate our lives. Don't think we need that quite yet. I think we're going with 1 spy ring and see what we get back. This is not ideal, especially if he's playing self damage. We're really gonna miss the delaying tactics. Oh yeah, you also need the Eura mode if you want to play this deck. Yeah. Now against control matchups, it's often really awkward. You'll have your hand clogged by Scorched or something, or it's just stuff you can't really play yet. So yeah, I see we can't convoy here. And the issue is we kind of want all these cards later down the line as well. We can't just throw out a Winter Warfare because we'll need it with the Monsoon Rot. I guess Scorch will be the next one to be thrown out, but I might just upgrade Research. I don't mind the Scorch here because he won't be playing many units, I think. So he'll have to decide if he wants to push this up for 4 and do nothing, or if he just wants to do other stuff. And we empty our hand. Now, I'm kind of doubting we can go for nukes. But I don't think we have to make that call quite yet. Sometimes there's just the little ramps just totally worth it in a way. But I think here we're playing delaying tactics and convoying to find some more things to do to reasonably spend our credits on. This is fine. I mean, I kind of don't like having the GPW in hand already. It can be discarded now, but that's pretty much the only important combo piece we have. We only need 1 or 2 of those. So we don't really care too much about that now. This is fine. It might just be the turn to empty our hand some more and to So we're definitely doing this to get some more space. We don't really need to attack with this quite yet. I'm sure they won't be surviving. So now we could mobile defense convoy, which is fair, I think. I think we're doing that. Maybe we get to clear. I was thinking maybe drawing's not the right play, because we kind of don't want to get our one-off combo pieces while he has his where is it? The U-boat. We don't care about his healing. Let's see. We don't have. If I had a hammer, I might just get rid of one of these two, because we know we have a way to deal with KB. But right now, this is our only way. So it might just be scorched and upgrade research. Now, it would be totally reasonable for him to just go for the U-boat. We don't care about the healing, this group we have to kill with this anyway. Oh my god, this is terrible. Maybe we just risk wasting this now and hoping he can... But we don't want to empty our hand too much, like ideally we just want to play one thing. We could waste this, because we all... But then again he has discard. If he didn't have discard I would just waste one of these. But we only do run 2 in our deck. We'll never be using this like anytime soon. Let's just go for the Monsoon Rot. It takes off some pressure. Empty our hand a little bit. He has nothing to U-boat, so we can refill our hand a bit again. We'll need some aerial recon, or what's it called? Observer Corps. This is kind of bad. This is actually pretty bad. Let's draw into something. He's just gonna U-boat this, but it's somewhat okay. Putting this on the board in case he doesn't discard all our combo pieces. Maybe we have some way of doing something here, but I don't think. That was stupid, I shouldn't have played this. I'll admit it. If anything, I should have done this. I was being a bit rushed, which is an issue, but let's see. He's still not going for it. He's clearing the Katyusha. Okay, well it tanked some damage. Because it's a pretty imposing unit. We can definitely not GPW before, because he might just Mari this and we're screwed. So I think it's advancing research. We could go for the no, we can't. And his discard's like totally gonna hit something good now, and he is gonna U-boat. Maybe I shouldn't have played this, but We can still, if this and this survives, we're fine. If like it has to like, I mean this, if it's GPW, it's over. If it doesn't, he doesn't. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's 2 o'clock now. I think now we have to pray he doesn't have Marit. Can we ever penicillin? Because we have all the combo pieces, right? So we could just we're gonna heal for 6. We're gonna take like 2 damage in total. Sometimes you just gotta do it. Got the NFS, which is amazing. Fill their hand with some useless stuff you can discard. He's gonna naval this or what? Trading again? So now we GPW, but it won't be enough, that's the issue. Oh fuck, we needed that. Is there any way we can prepare this some more? I mean, we have this as well. That's gonna be 6, 10. Well, yeah, that won't be enough, but. And we're not gonna play this because he's gonna U-boat. If it was, I think we would have enough if it wasn't to this. Now, chance he U-boats his Dechima. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking maybe he U-boats his Dechima. We can attack into this. Oh, there you are. That's not enough, is it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I was too lazy to calculate there, but that's a win. We take those. Wasn't the best played win, but we got it. Let's try for another one. And on to the next one. Another Soviet. If it's... I mean, we're probably not keeping this. We might keep the mobile defense if it's something aggressive. Can't really keep that. It's too slow. And Briansk's always a good keep. And let's just hope we slowly get to our draw. Well, not slowly, actually. I want some right now, but... If it's self-damage, we don't want to play this right now, so he can't use his, not spells, orders. I keep forgetting we're like in the war on the battlefield. No spells on the battlefield. Yeah, so I'm glad we didn't play this. Honestly, it's tempting to go for nukes, but we'll need the depth charges later down the line. Maybe this would have been fine, but I don't think it's so likely he has damage orders in hand. I think we're just gonna be passing the next few turns if we don't draw into any draw. Like I mean, this is probably chunky enough where we play it. I think so. But still, I ideally want to get into a Buy the Sword or a Workers Unite at this point. Good thing about this is, about self-damages, they'll usually get low enough to the point where you can just like kill them with Caddy and like 2-3 final pushes. The high priority cards we want right now is Delaying Tactics, but looks like he's had a pretty slow hand. Maybe we'll actually start going for nukes because he's being insanely slow with all this. And then we'll play out this because he wasn't able to kill us. He wasn't able to deal any more to this. I don't think we need to attack. I think I'm playing mobile defense hoping he doesn't. I mean, he might have just been greeting his winter warfares for this. In which case I played right into it, but let's see. We have time, we have NFS, and we have... Actually, we don't have the charges anymore. Yeah, he was just greening it. Fair. Maybe we'll get two nukes, and then we just straight up win. I guess engineers could be an issue if he has that many units up. But at least, I mean, nukes should be two board clears. Still no 34th guards. This is very good. But this is probably the double trade. Or is it? How much damage are we taking? I mean, he might just be... I think this should die, so there's no way he can get a big-ass counter-offensive turn on us. But then again, I kind of want him to be spending... self-damage stuff to get his 34th guards down if he has them, so we can monsoon winter on a big board later on. So we're just playing this. This is fair, this will die. Still no draw in sight. I mean, that's the thing. You saw the game before. We had a bunch of draw, and we were struggling to keep our hand size low. And now it's just like sitting in there. I'd love a bite of sword. Does he like? What's his hand? No, it's one of those people. Okay. Just put down 4 34th guards now. I'm not doing anything about that. Comfy nukes, maybe? When he has no intel on either of these, which is great, I don't care that he knows I have this. And I think we still don't really care about being hit for 6. He might still... I think we can be greeting this some more. We can get up nukes. So now we effectively have 3 board wipes. And I mean lethal damage as well. If he can't pull out some healing. I think he would have played engineers at that turn where he killed like his whole board. So I think we're good. But yeah, I mean that's also the thing about this this deck is just like kind of shifting around with your win con, like realizing what's appropriate, what isn't, seeing how the game's going, what could happen. Now that's annoying. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that, but. I mean, we still have like an OTK combo, right? I think we can still go for it. This would be totally fine too. I don't think we have to wait for a hammer. I don't think we can really wait for a hammer. Yeah, let's just get rid of one, then this is gone. And this bought us so much time. And this feels so terrible from his position, right? Knowing, like, just dumping stuff slowly, like, 'cause he knows I have this. Probably doesn't know I have this. Is he running some stupid combo that he can kill us within one turn, maybe? Probably this, and we draw, and if we can't play anything else, we'll probably Scorched. No, we're just really in a caddy, that's all. I guess this kind of puts pressure on us to kill it next. I mean, not really, because we have this, but that's probably what he's thinking. If he plays more on this board, he's... it's not ideal. I guess that's fine. I think we just nuke it so he feels safe, and then we can hit him with the Monster Rod Winter Warfare. Like, oh shit, I tricked him into using it on this bullshit. We don't need the damage from a synthetic rubber. We could just try to draw into like an activator for a combo now. There we go. Alright. It's like, don't think there can be any CMs or anything. I kind of really just want to play this. Let's see. Now the important part about playing an OTK deck is also you always play this when you OTK someone. And do the Euro MO. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, that was that. Good game. Easy game. We had so much like time, even if this goes, even if you don't draw into our combo pieces, we could have stalled probably to draw through our whole deck. And that's the strength of this against ground unit based decks. Against air, it's just like a rush to get your stuff together, but here you have so much time to plan out your turns, stall, board clear, and so on. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.